Hey guys, I'm Dave.
And I'm Len.
And welcome to Wargame Chat. Today we're going to talk about pre-measuring, the pros and the cons. This is for miniatures wargaming. There's been a lot of wargames over the years where pre-measuring is not allowed, especially in games like, what was that, Fletcher Pratt, Naval.
That's the heart of the game.
Yeah, exactly. The heart of the game there is guessing the distance, but I mean, it's a valid concept, not allowing pre-measuring if you're doing like ancients or medieval or black powder or any of that type of stuff, because people didn't have, the generals themselves didn't have a way to measure distances just by looking at them. But once you get into the World War I and later era, then they had actual devices for measuring distances, or the tanks had rangefinders and stuff. Artillerymen had rangefinders. Once that happened, then you can make an argument that you can allow pre-measuring. The reason this came up is I'm putting together a set of 10mm Vietnam rules, just some homebrew rules, and we tried them out today. I played it a bunch of times solo, and I allowed Len to pre-measure, and he was shocked. So,
that's blasphemy.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean a month from now I'm still going to allow pre-measuring in the game, because the rules are a work in progress. So after we just had this game, there's a bunch of stuff I'm going to change. But the first game I played that was a famous game that allowed pre-measuring was Flames of War, and a lot of times when people play that, they were just shocked that you could pre-measure. But I think the authors of the game said, well, they got rangefinders and stuff in World War II, so that was the reasoning behind it, which is sound reasoning in my opinion. What's your opinion on pre-measuring?
Well, I agree with you. If it's ancient, medieval, or black powder, no pre-measuring.
Right.
Because I'm trying to remember which charge was sent forward, and then they just kind of fell apart before they even got to the battle line. And I did that once in one game where I thought I was within range, ordered a charge, and I fell like an inch and a half short. And it ended up, when you did a charge, you were automatically disordered at the end of movement, no matter what happened next. So here I got this big unit disordered in front of all these guys with muskets shooting the hell out of it. Of course, the morale check was not nice. So
there was an ancient game from the old days. I'm talking like the 1970s, 1980s. It might have been Tactica. I think it was Tactica, and then Dave Petrowski's Warcry. Those two, when you charge, you'd declare a charge, and then when it was time to charge, you'd measure it, and if you were short, well, you're out of luck, you know what I mean? Then you'd fall into disorder or whatever, and you wouldn't make contact. So I remember that from the old days.
Yes. So, yes, but even in modern ones, actually, if you have radar, I could see that, yes. But does a tank have radar?
No, but I mean, like in World War II, they had a device, a rangefinder. It's basically a tube with a telescope on both ends, and when you get it into perfect focus, if you're looking at something in the distance, you get it in perfect focus, and then you'd look at it, give you the approximate range and stuff. And modern things, now they even have laser rangefinders, which are like accurate within like a very small amount.
Because I know with fighter planes you tend to have a gun sight, at least the American British ones, where you set it, for whatever plane you're attacking. If it's a 109, you set it there. And then when the wings got within the circle, you knew you were within range. Of course, you got getting closer to really hit them.
And like modern snipers, I mean, they have a rudimentary rangefinder they carry in their pocket. I mean, it's that small and it's fairly accurate.
Yeah. But, okay, because I was about to say the pre-20th century, no pre-measuring. And with the World War I or World War II, well, maybe you could do it. Yeah. I was thinking with the rifles they had in World War I, those things could shoot 1,000 yards. So,
yeah.
So it's like even if you are off, you're probably within range. So.
Well, World War One and World War Two rifles had a much greater range than today's assault rifles and stuff. It's just the reason the assault rifles have a shorter range is because most combat takes place at less than 350 meters. So that's why most of them have like an effective range of like 330 or so.
Yeah, because after that, your squad's machine gun is supposed to shoot up people. And also your mortars, your recoilless rifles, and what have you.
But I mean, like the old M1 and the M14, for that matter, could engage targets way farther than 330 meters.
Yeah, but the thing is, well, the general rule with infantry firearms is that up after 100 yards, even modern ones, it's hard to hit a target that's moving or shooting.
If he's on the move, yeah. If he's shooting at you, no, it's the problem. When you're in the military and you're shooting at targets, the problem is you're shooting at silhouettes, which are like basically the guy's torso and head. But in real life, if they're shooting at you and they're prone, I mean, all that's visible is their head. So yeah, at like 200 yards, a head's a pretty small target.
Yeah, because the general rule, after 50 meters, it's hard to hit somebody unless they're standing still. That's why actually snipers have it good, because the targets are usually standing still for them. Well,
I don't know. I was reading some of these sniper books. I mean, these guys were able to hit like Iraqis running across the street and stuff. I mean, I don't know, they're so well trained, they just knew the approximate speed a human would be running at, and they'd know how much to lead it, and as soon as the guy got to the part where he was led enough, you know, I mean, they'd fire and they'd hit him. I was reading about some Marine who was doing that. I think it was in Fallujah. These guys were running across the streets, just shooting them down left and right.
Well, general rule also is that no matter how fast the target moves, if you know where they're going, you can hit them. Mm-hmm. You have a real good chance of hitting them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But you know, for some of us, pre-measuring is like blasphemous. I'm still shaking over that. Yeah, I probably should go to confession, and you should go to confession. You're allowing pre-measuring. So, I'm sure that's God's will. Mm-hmm. No, that's one of the commandments they forgot to put in. So,
all right, got anything else?
No, that's
all right. That's all we got for this time, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.